I was going YWC, Liberal Hill, been out of the internet wrestling review game for a couple of days now. And look, I know this is an Impact review, but let me just get some things off of my chest. It's very clear and abundant to anybody that watches WWE, Raw, SmackDown, that they don't give a fuck. They've gotten that $1 billion check from like multiple companies, and they're not even trying anymore. So instead of wasting my internet, wasting your time, my time, just getting up here to rant, rave, saying it sucks, and it just becomes repetitive and like, oh, it sucks. Next week it sucks. Why even waste the energy? I'm just going to forego Raw reviews, watching Raw, try to not to even watch it. SmackDown may be good, but still, I'm just gonna, like I said, focus on the pay-per-views from WWE, and that's it. Like, probably keep on the loop, with YouTube, but it's better things I could be doing. So that brings us to Impact Wrestling, and sometime probably like tomorrow or Saturday, Ring of Honor, because of the Silas Young versus Austin Aries television title match that goes into Slammiversary, and a variety of other things that you've been keeping up with the IWC. You got the Cruise of Jericho that has Impact, Ring of Honor, and then you got all this crossover stuff happening. So outside of the E, it's a lot of cross promotion and a lot of exciting matches that are just it's a fun time in wrestling right now. So this Impact was it's hard to judge it because like most Impacts, it wasn't bad, but then again, it wasn't anything to like double fist, raise my hands. It was just okay. I watched it. I wasn't pissed, but then again, I wasn't moved. Like it's that kind of thing. So as always, they had the recap, and then they had sorry about that. Then they had the first match, which was Andrew Everett and DJZ defeating Aerostar and Drago. This match was, look, Andrew Everett and DJZ, they're a good tag team, but thing is, it feels rushed, man. Like, they're two great athletes, but their tag team moves are suspect. They sometimes don't go well together. It just feels like they were rushed into this tag team spot, especially to be champions. There were far better picks to be champion to take those titles off of Eli Drake and Scott Steiner. Cult of Lee, OBE. I'm trying to think of some face tag teams. And anyway, and then Aerostar is like fucking amazing. That guy, the moves he was hitting, like the way he was using the ropes, just fucking brilliant. Drago, he was there. Andrew Everett gets the pin with the 630. That's like a 450, and then it ends with the bad senton. It was just an okay match, man. Obviously, Z and E need to find more chemistry, and also, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Chemistry and better tag team moves together. Unless it's just one of those, hey, we're here for this amount of time until they take the belts off us kind of deal. And then moving forward, you get, Don Callis talking about how, the person has been attacking people backstage, the cross and everything like that. And he said, they have police, detectives, everybody working hard to find this guy, but nobody's come up with a lead, which is, it's weird to say that because, they have the logo up and everything like that, but they don't know who the guy is. So it's a contradiction on that side to where you don't know who the guy is, but hey, the logos, is playing on your feed and everything like that. Then you have a flashback Now I'm going to talk about the flashback like always. Tommy Dreamer versus RVD, whatever. And then you had the return of Diamante to the LAX clubhouse. She comes in and she's like, yeah, what's been going on? And they tell her, look, King's back. Conan's gone. King's taking care of us. We got money. Everything's back on track. And Diamante's, she's precautious of King. She's like, oh, yeah, King, it's kind of convenient he came back. And, but Conan's gone. Something's not right here. And Diamante and King have sort of like a showdown where Diamante has this look on her face like, I don't trust this guy. And it's good to see Diamante back, more women in the knockouts division. Might get Diamante versus Su Yung, Diamante versus Ali. It's a variety of things and a variety of matches I would like to see from Diamante. Anyway, moving forward, you get LAX versus the Cult of Lee. LAX end up winning with, what was it? It was a cutter. It was like a wheelbarrow cutter or whatever. The match was forgettable. The match was forgettable. Like we seen this match before. They had better matches. This match was just basically LAX getting back on the winning track, and they get the win under King's direction. So where it goes from here, will they become tag team champions again? Will they not? Will something that's happened? Who's to say? All we know is LAX is back to their winning ways with King by their side this time. Whatever. Let's move on. Then you have Eli Drake with the Facts of Life talk show. And in this talk show, he talks about the 5 dummies of Impact Wrestling. Number 5, the fans. Number 4, Austin Aries. Number 3, management. Number 2, the fans again. The fans of Impact once again. And number 1, Moose. And the way he explained Moose being dummy is pretty much Moose losing his world title shot. His Moose impersonation was spot on. Oh, you want my cake? I can't do it because I'm not a good impersonist, but he said Moose, wanted his case, and both cases where he ended up losing his case. Out comes Moose, and Moose says that Eli Drake's a dummy and a loser because he lost his world title case and his match to Pentagon Jr. and he lost his tag team titles. And it was announced that it's going to be Eli Drake versus Moose number 1 contenders match for the main event to face Austin Aries at Slammiversary World Title shot. So next is happening next week. So that should be a pretty good match. I mean, the last time Moose and Eli Drake had a match, it was pretty good. And I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of these two versus Austin Aries, especially for a main event. After Moose calls Eli Drake a dummy, Eli Drake sucker punches Moose and dumps the podium on top of Moose and talks some trash. Segment over. Then moving forward, you have Brian Cage versus Roji Rock. I can't pronounce his name, but I love the guy. I have mixed feelings about this. Obviously, Brian Cage wins with Weapon X, but here's the thing though. They have a star here in Roji Rock. Roji, and it just seems like they're jiving him out too much, unless the plan is for him, to like have all this, what's the word? All this, potential matches, all this potential in matches, to where when the Desi Hit Squad finally comes in, then it become a big deal. If that's the case, I'm cool with this because it shows that now Roji Rock is a threat. He could be something. But when you get Gama Singh, and I think they're gonna have who's the guy? It's somebody else. It's somebody else. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Mabali Shira. I know he signed with WWE, but I think he might have went back because I was reading some stuff, or it might be somebody else. But anyway, I think when the Desi Hit Squad comes in, I think that's when Roji is going to really get a good push, and I'm hoping that's the case. Hopefully they just aren't jobbing out a future guy that could be a top star in the S division or tag team just for like no fucking reason. After this match that lasted probably like less than a minute, Matt Sydal comes out and tells Brian Cage, "Look, you're strong. You can throw people around, whatever, bro. You could be much more stronger, inner strength also, if you forego your title shot against me. Let me open up your third eye, and pretty much, carry my bags. Be my lackey, and I'll show you the road. You can be almost as good as me. What do you say? Cage hits him with the F5, and next week we're gonna have Brian Cage versus Matt Sydal. Another match that I think will blow the roof off. Finally get some excitement back in Impact, because Matt Sydal, he can work especially against bigger guys. Brian Cage can wrestle an S Division style, so this match, it shouldn't disappoint in theory. But in wrestling, anything can happen. Then you have, oh yeah, if you have forgotten how shitty Skype is, this this interview between Josh and Austin Aries is like, Skype is trash, bro. Super duper trash, and they did the interview over it. John Matthew asking, Austin Aries, why did he low blow Pentagon? And Austin Aries, he gave the best answer he could, which is, who the fuck cares? Nobody cares that, in the record rules, oh, you hit a low blow. It's champion won or lost. That's all. Nobody remembers, oh, did Ric Flair, did he use a low blow when he won his 9th champion? No, not in wrestling. They don't give a fuck. They don't know that he's a champion, which makes perfect sense. And he also asked him about who he would rather face between Moose and Eli. He said that, probably like to face Eli because, he's beaten Eli twice. And he also said something about Moose, where Moose had a mediocre career in the NFL, and his career in NFL and wrestling has pretty much been mediocre up to this point. And that although Moose has, he's gifted physically, in terms of wrestling is a mental mind game, and he doesn't think Moose has the mentality to let alone face Eli, because Eli is just like him. He'll do anything to get the victory, and he's certainly not on Austin Aries' mental gymnastics level. So that was, besides Skype being horrible, it answered some pretty good questions. Then you had a segment where you had Madison Rayne talking about, why she came back, and Tessa Blanchard, why she stuck up and everything like that for Kiera Hogan. And I was thinking, okay, whatever. Then they got into some questionable stuff to where, Madison Rayne, she's talking about, hey, I beat Tessa, but now I think I can win the belt again. At Slammiversary, do I want to see Su Yung versus Madison? In a way, I do. Like, I don't want to see Madison win, but it would be a good feather in the cap for Su Yung, especially at being toward a younger division. Sorry about that. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so doing this review kind of late. Anyway, it will be a big feather in the cap for Su Yung to beat Madison Rayne. Now, if Madison Rayne were to win the belt again, the only way I could be cool with that is if Madison Rayne, she would become a heel, yeah, because Madison Rayne, she's a good wrestler. I know a lot of people don't give her credit for it, but she is a good wrestler. But in terms of character, she's a far better heel, especially with the Killer Queen type gimmick. And I know that's another cliche. Oh, people are better as heel. People are look. Madison Rayne just can't play. It's not believable. It's not believable. Madison Rayne playing a heel after some of the shit she's done in the past, and just her personality in general. Like I, I just don't see a face. I don't see anybody that yay Madison Rayne. It's more like Madison. Yeah, she could pretty much vagina kick somebody at any second. That's pretty much Madison Rayne. Like I don't feel like oh yeah she's going in for the gusto. It's pretty much like I know this bitch is going to cheat at some point. So then backstage you have Tessa and she's talking to Mackenzie and Tessa's like, I lost or whatever. And then Kiera Hogan comes in for no reason whatsoever other than to get beat up by Tessa, which is I don't know why. Like why is that happening? Why are they like pretty much jobbing out Kiera Hogan? Like she's like the new Impact Wrestling jobber. Like at first they had Nova Girl and now they got Kiera. Like is that the case? Because I know they aren't building up to like Kiera Hogan versus Tessa at like Slammiversary to where is that what's happening? I hope not. Like whatever. But yeah, Kiera Hogan gets beat down backstage, and then you had the main event. Sami Callihan versus Eddie Edwards in a unsanctioned fight in the woods. So Eddie Edwards comes with the cameraman and his. I love how they keep it consistent in his Chrysler 300. When you want to talk about style and luxury, but you don't want to break the bank. A Chrysler 300, it's just good enough. It's just good enough. I don't know. Maybe do you have him in it? If you had him in the top. Anyway, whatever. So he gets out of the car, tells the cameraman, "You film everything." OVE attack him. Well, that's not right to say. OVE was they allow themselves to get picked off one by one. First is Dave. No, is it Dave? Jake. It's Jake Chris, the younger, the skinnier one. He fights Eddie, gets choked out, and then Dave comes out of Eddie's trunk. He gets choked out. Well, is it choked out or did he get his head slammed? Yeah, he got his head slammed in Eddie's trunk. So, yeah, former tag team champions getting their straight asses beat by, granted, a very rage-filled Eddie Edwards, but still only one man. But he did, choke out one guy with a branch and, decapitate the other with a car trunk. So, fair playing field. And then when it gets down to Sami and Eddie, at the end of the day, Eddie gets the upper hand over Sami, and he takes like this half horn and drives it into Sami's skull, and he bleeds, and then he goes to like hit Sami in the head with the bat, and out of nowhere in the middle of the woods, in comes Tommy Dreamer and Eddie's wife in a car. They stop Eddie from committing murder in the woods. I guess they were a couple minutes late because in theory he committed 2 murders beforehand. But since Sami Callihan, this is important. Like we could get there to say the Chris brothers too, but I'm kind of hungry. I mean, the drive-thru's still open, so we'll make it. Let me get a number 2. Does a drink come with that? And then they turn their back. Sami Callahan's gone. Eddie loses his shit. He's like, no, it'll never be over until he stops. You guys stop it or whatever. Dreamer, he tries to take it back from Eddie. Eddie cold cocks him in the stomach with the bat. And he says, like, it's not over. Where's Sami? He, like, goes wandering the woods like a madman. And Dreamer's like, oh, fuck, about to throw up. And Eddie's wife is, like, consoling Tommy. So that's how Impact leaves off of the air. Tommy Dreamer hacking up a lung, and Eddie Edwards scouring the woods looking for Sami Callahan. Is the Callahan Edwards feud over with? I don't know. Have they started a new feud between Dreamer and Eddie Edwards? Possibly. Where's this gonna go? I don't freaking know. But I'm intrigued though. I am intrigued about this feud. I think this is one of the best feuds in wrestling because it's consistent. It has meaning. You have a great villain, Sami Callahan. You have a change in Eddie, who went from ho hum. I'm so happy to be here, guys. Oh boy, I'm a champion. I'm gonna fight for you guys. To oh my God, I'm obsessed with this guy. I'm fighting. Just complete change around for Eddie's character, which he desperately needed. Like all these years in Ring of Honor, they just had him, like I said, ho hum. Eddie Edwards, no character. And granted, Impact, they didn't give him a character for years. It's just great to see that now Eddie Edwards has something, just a little spice added to the Eddie Edwards sauce. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna catch you guys later. I don't know how some people do reviews and they like for like hour, half an hour, 40 minutes, and they don't have like any kind of drink or whatever. Because just doing this like 20-minute review, like sometimes I have to like stop. I just take a drink before my throat's like dry as shit, and I'm like, oh. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it, man. Tell me if you like the show, did you watch it, your feelings on it. If I had to say, I can't like say a best match on here. Everything just, it was what it was. So anyway, I am looking forward to next week. Next week is, I think, really where I might just, hey guys, this is, shit. Especially that Eli Drake versus Moose match. That one, I'm excited for next week. So I'm gonna get out of here, and tomorrow, be ready for a Ring of Honor review. Austin Aries, Silas Young. Let's get to it. So I'm gonna catch you guys later, like I said, and peace out.